All right, guys, we're back today, and today we're going to be talking about the NBA free agency. And we're going to start off, we're going to go with the top 10 that this thing has player rankings. So where will we be starting? We'll be starting right here. So at this is going to be 13, but we're going to start at 14 because some people have already agreed to deals, and we'll talk about that too. We might as well just do top 15. So at number 15, Nicholas Claxton. He is 25-year-old center for the Brooklyn Nets, and I think he will enter unrestricted free agency. Number 14, because I'm going to go through these bottom 5 pretty quick because I want to talk about the top 5 or the top 10. So at number 14, Tobias Harris is 31 years old. He's a power forward for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he will enter free agency. Obi Toppin, I think if the Pacers want to, they will re-sign him. I think if they try to re-sign him, he will accept it. But if they don't put the offer on the table, I think that he will end up going into unrestricted or restricted free agency. Klay Thompson, 34, shooting guard, Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson was a great player in the past for us. Last year he didn't have a good season. And just in case you didn't know, I'm a Warriors fan. That's why I'm saying us. But I think that if I'm the Warriors, I'm letting him walk. If I'm Klay, I'm trying to re-sign with the Warriors because I'm not sure that I'm going to get another team. The Magic have showed interest in him. The Thunder have showed interest in him. But if I'm the Warriors, I'm letting him walk because the Warriors are trying right now to get another star to play by Steph. And Klay is not that player. Number 11, Immanuel Quickley, 25 years old, point guard for the Toronto Raptors. He already agreed to a 5-year, $175 million. So, that's a pretty good deal for Immanuel Quickley. Now, Malik Monk took a lot less money. That's 2 Kentucky guys right there. He's 26-year-old shooting guard, Sacramento Kings. I thought Malik Monk was older than 26. That is crazy. I thought he's about 31 or something. I did not realize he was that young. He's about as young as Immanuel Quickley. But anyway, so he agreed to a 4-year, $78 million deal, which is a lot less money than Immanuel Quickley took. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, shooting guard, Denver Nuggets, 31-year-old. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm re-signing him because he is one of their core pieces. They also, last year, they lost Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. So if I can go out, re-sign Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, then I can get me more players, more role players to be on my bench because I lost 2 of my best role players, and I think that's what hurt them this year. At number 8, DeMar DeRozan, 34 years old, small forward, Chicago Bulls. So if I'm the Bulls, I'm re-signing him. I'm going to try my best to re-sign him because if I lose him for nothing, the Bulls are in trouble. I mean, they might not be because of the way that the new cap hit is. Because, like, if you're over it, you can't make trades, and it's just hard to draft and do stuff like that. But if I'm them, I'm going to try my best to re-sign him or do a sign-and trade just to get me more pieces because they're in a full rebuild. They need to be in a full rebuild. Or I would run it back the rest of the season, try to re-sign him, go until the trade deadline because Lonzo's supposed to be back and Zach LaVine's going to be back. DeMar's back. And now they have Josh Giddey to play with him. They drafted Montez Buzelis. And so, I don't know. If I was them, I'd run it back until the trade deadline to see what I do. And if it's not good, then I start a full rebuild. Number 7, Isaiah Hartenstein, 26 years old, center for the New York Knicks. If I'm the Knicks, I'm trying my best to re-sign him. He was a good center for them this year, their starting center. He's just 26 years old, so he's still super duper young. Entering his best years in his prime. And he is a role piece that they need to have. And if I'm him, I'm trying to re-sign for them or I'm chasing the most money I can because I'm entering my prime. And if I'm not happy in New York, then I'm out of there. And I don't know. I haven't heard much about him being angry or happy, so I'm not sure what the mode is right now for him. All right, number 6, OG Anunoby, 26 years old, small forward, New York Knicks. So he already agreed to a contract. He agreed to a 5-year, $212.5 million deal, and that is a great deal for him. He is making a ton of money to stay with the Knicks, and the Knicks now, if they re-sign Hardenstein, their starting lineup will be great because you have Mikal Bridges, you have Jalen Brunson, you can start Josh Hart or Dante DiVincenzo. You can't. I wouldn't start both of them. No, so you don't start neither of them. Never mind. So your starting lineup is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and then Isaiah Hardenstein. And then you also have Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench. So that is a nasty team right now if they get some more players to play with that team. They were good last year, but they're getting it even better. If I was them, I'm trading Julius Randle now, though, because I can get more role players for my team and to play with Jalen Brunson and them. And I don't have to have Julius Randle because he is a fluke in the playoffs. I mean, I like Julius Randle because he's a Kentucky guy, but when it comes to the playoffs, he is terrible. He is nowhere. All right, now, number 5, Pascal Siakam, 30 years old, power forward, Indiana Pacers. He already agreed to a 4-year, $189.5 million contract. And if I'm them, I'm loving that because they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. If Tyrese Halliburton didn't get hurt, then, in my opinion, they could have gave the Celtics a little bit of a run for their money. I don't think they would have beat them, but they could have gave them a little bit of a run for their money. The Celtics were just way overpowered this year. And that is just a decent team that needs more players. They got 2 stars, 2 all-stars, not stars, in Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam. They have a decent center in Miles Turner, and then other players that can play around them that really shown potential in the playoffs, which was pretty cool. So now at number 4, James Harden, 34 years old, point guard, Los Angeles Clippers. So if I'm Harden, if I'm the Clippers, I'm trying to sign Harden to a veteran minimum, if I can, league minimum, because Harden is a good player that I can use. And the Clippers are just in very bad trouble right now because they have nothing that they can do. Like they are stuck in a corner because they have James Harden and a guy that we're about to talk about in a second who are begging for money, but they were terrible. Well, they weren't terrible. They have a great team, but the team is just not good together. They're terrible at building a team. They get the wrong players. They got the best players, but it's the wrong players to put together. So, if I'm James Harden, I'm going to re-sign with the Clippers, even whatever they offer me. Unless somebody offers you more money somewhere, then I'm going there. But I don't think that nobody's going to try to offer him more money. All right, number 3, Tyrese Maxey, 23 years old, point guard, Philadelphia 76ers. If I'm Tyrese, I'm re-signing with the 76ers. If I'm the 76ers, I'm offering the most money I can. Because last year he had his best season to date. After they got rid of James Harden, he was the best player on that team while Joel was hurt. And if he can't stay healthy, then Tyrese Maxey. Did I say Halliburton a minute ago? I hope I said Maxey. But Tyrese Maxey would be the best player on that roster if Joel keeps getting hurt. And he had a breakout year last year, and I was very happy about that. All right, number 2, Paul George, 34 years old, small forward, Los Angeles Clippers. So, Paul George is a okay player. He is better than Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion, because Kawhi's always hurt. And that's the reason that team can't never win anything. They're asking Paul George to accept less money, but he is the one who was always healthy on that team. And then you look at Kawhi Leonard. He already took less money, but he should take less money because he is never healthy in the playoffs. And it's always Paul George that is leading them. And so if I'm Paul George, I'm not taking less money. I would only take a max contract. And I would take whatever the Warriors offer me, and the Warriors are prepared to offer him a major contract if he does not accept his player option with the Clippers. And I really hope, I am begging Paul George, please do not take your player option because you have much better hope on the Golden State Warriors. Number 1, LeBron James, 39 years old, small forward, Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this is crazy because we have a 39-year-old at the top of our free agency ranker. And that is wild to me because he has just got so good longevity. And he is still a great player in the league. Averaged, I think, 25 points a game last year. So, we already know what's going to happen with LeBron. He waited this long. He's got until Saturday. All these players got until Saturday if they have a player option to sign. And he has his player option. So, they hired the coach he wanted and his best friend, J.J. Redick. Or one of his good friends, J.J. Redick. And they drafted his son with the 55th overall pick. I'm not mad about that. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm not mad about that either because usually 55 or 50, I keep calling it 55. The 55th pick in the draft most of the time is not the best. You just get them to play in the G League. And so if it's to keep LeBron, if I'm a Lakers fan, I ain't mad about them drafting Bronny with that pick because you get a 40-year-old player who is still averaging 25 points a game. He's got the coach that he wants, and he's got a good there's 2 stars on that roster that can play together if they have other role players with them. And I think that Rob Pelinka will do a good job, and he better do a good job to get more role players around them. And if he don't, then I think LeBron might leave sometime. And LeBron don't have much left in him. And I don't know, he's chasing one more ring, that one last ring. And so I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't draft Bronny and that they wouldn't hire J.J. Redick because I was kind of hoping that the Warriors would get LeBron and Paul George. But there was something I was looking at earlier, and I was going to do it real quick before I ended this video. There was one trade that happened last night that I was wanting to cover real quick. I can't find it. I can't remember what I was on. Actually, I know what I was on. Crap, that wasn't what I was on. Well, I think that oh, never mind, I got it right here. Maybe not. Never mind, I don't have it right here, but there was something that I was wanting to cover. But I hope you guys agreed with all the stuff that I said. I know I went a little extra at the end trying to find this other thing. I'm just trying to make better content for y'all. But thanks for watching. Hope y'all agree with everything I said.